Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Mary and welcome to another Craft Day Monday, where every Monday I post a new video. In today's video, I am going to be making a gnome sitting in leaves, or gnomes in leaves, or however you want to say it. I am going to be making that, and a lot of steps I'm not going to do because I have a tutorial on every single step that I'm about to show you. How I made the gnome shoes, there's a video for that. There's a video on how I made the legs. There's a video on how I did my gnome arms. There's also a whole tutorial on how I make the body of my gnomes. I do different things for the bodies, but this is basically one of the ones I use, where I take a plastic Coke bottle, cut it in half, take a styrofoam ball that I also cut in half, and I glue it right down on top of the rim of the bottle, that part that you would normally drink out of. And yeah, so I'm not going to go ahead and do a video on all of that. I'm just basically going to be assembling the gnome, because everything already has I already have a tutorial on everything that I'm about to show you. So yeah, so basically what you're going to need for this project is you're going to need styrofoam rollers. I use two different sizes. I use the bigger size for the legs and the smaller size for the arm. I took a styrofoam ball. I cut that ball in half. This is going to be the head. I also took another small styrofoam ball that I used for the nose. I've already went ahead and wrapped that in felt, which I have a tutorial on. So basically, we're just going to go ahead and assemble this gnome. And also, before I jump into the video, I want to let you all know, because I consider you all part of my YouTube family. I wasn't going to film a video today, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyways, because sometimes it helps. But I lost my grandma. My grandmother passed away in her sleep Tuesday. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of come on and let you guys know, because I do want to share that with y'all, because y'all have been loyal and y'all have been here keeping track of my videos and supporting me, and that really means a lot. So I do want to let y'all know that I am going to go ahead and do a video today. I most likely probably won't be doing one Wednesday. I'm just kind of taking a little bit of time to process. But yeah, I did want to let y'all know my grandma did pass away. She did live a full life. She was 99 when she passed away. So yeah, like I said, I want to let y'all know that, and I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera down so we can get into the video. So what I'm going to be gluing my gnome down on is this wood base that was in the scrap wood that my husband was using. So he was going to throw it out, so I just wanted to go ahead and use it. I didn't want him to just throw it. So I am going to be using this for the base of my body. And I'm going to go ahead and take my legs, and I'm just going to glue these down in, I'm going to try to figure out like how I want to position them, because this is going to go right down on top. And I want to show you. I went ahead and made my gnome with it tilted, because I wanted to look like he was looking up. So I'll just go ahead and come back, and we're just going to do the legs. So just going to put a little bit of hot glue. Grab some glue sticks. Just going to put a little bit of hot glue right down through here. Like that. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and position my leg right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm put a little bit of pressure just to hold this down a bit until it dries. And then I'm just going to play around with where I want the other one. I'm just going to go ahead, put a little bit of hot glue right down through here. And we're going to go ahead and glue this in place. So I'm just going to take this and glue it like that. We're just going to hold this here and let it dry. So now that we have our legs glued in place, I am going to just go ahead and add a drop of glue here and glue that right down just for extra hold. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take a piece of styrofoam ball and I'm just going to stick that right here, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to set it up because I want him to look like he's looking up. And I think I want to turn, yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead, put a little bit of hot glue right here. And if you don't have a styrofoam ball, you can use a piece of wood or whatever you have to prop him up on. I just want to use something to give him a little bit of height. So I want him to look like he's looking up. So I'm going to go ahead, put some hot glue here. Put a little bit of hot glue right directly on the base. I'm going to grab another glue stick. And I am going to go ahead and continue to put some hot glue right directly on. And now we're just going to go ahead and put this right here. And we're just going to hold this here a bit and we're going to let this dry. So now that we have it glued in place, I'm going to adjust my camera. This is what it's looking like so far. Still looking up. So now I'm going to take a sleeve from a sweater that I cut up because I didn't need it. And this is going to be his shirt. And I'm just going to go ahead and slide this over his head. Going to go ahead and pull this down. Like this. And I'm not going to worry about it being a little big because I'm going to tuck that in a bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and just grab this end, and it's kind of long, so I'm basically just tucking it, but at this point it doesn't really matter because we're going to be putting leaves across this, so it's going to represent him sitting in a pile of leaves. So now I'm just taking my hot glue and I'm just going to go ahead and stick this right here, just like that. So this is what we have. Now I'm going to take his nose and I'm going to stick that about right here, I think. So a little bit of hot glue. I'm gonna turn this around so I can see a bit to make sure it's even. I'm gonna bring his nose down a hair right there. I'm just gonna add a little more hot glue right around. Now, I'm going to be attempting to try something that I've never done before. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm trying it on camera, so if it don't work, it's okay. I'll figure out something else. But what I want to do is I'm going to put leaves. I got him looking up, and I'm going to glue his arms in an up position like he's throwing the leaves in the air and they're falling down on him. That's kind of what I'm trying to go for, but I'm like I said, this is my first time doing it, so we gonna see. So I'm gonna go ahead and position his arms in place on how I want them to look before I glue anything down. So I'm gonna go ahead, put some glue here, and I'm gonna glue this just like this. And then I'm going to hold this here and let that dry. And then we'll move on to the next part. And it's going to flop a bit, but that's because I haven't glued them in place yet. But I want to go ahead and do his other one, and then we'll come back. So we have his arms glued in place. Before I glue his hands up over his head, I'm going to go ahead and take my faux fur his little beard, and we're just going to go ahead and glue this. We're going to go ahead and glue this in place. And I am going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut a bit of that off. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right around his nose. And this is going to be where we stick our little beard. So we have our little beard on, and I'm just going to smooth it out a bit so it's not looking so wild. This is what it's looking like so far. I'm going to go ahead and take another part of the shirt, the sleeve, and this is going to be his little hat. So I'm going to go ahead, stick his hat on his head like this. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of hot glue right down through here like this. We're going to pop this on just like that, right above his nose. I'm going to go ahead and so this is what it looks like in the back. And that's a little long. I'm going to go ahead and cut a little bit of this off. So now we got some of it cut off. I'm going to go ahead, pinch the ends together, and I'm going to turn this over this way, and I am going to go ahead and tuck this right here. I'm going to hold that here a bit. So I just tuck that underneath just like that. Hold it here. And I let it dry. So this is what we have so far. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the arms and I am going to put a little bit of hot glue right here. So we're just going to put a little bit of hot glue like that. And I'm just going to go ahead and hold this just like this. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. And the arms have the little bendy roller in, so you can flex the arms in any position that you want them to be. But mine are going to be stuck in place because I want him to be throwing those leaves up in the air. So we're just going to hold this like this, and it's going to look like, this is what it's going to look like. There we go. So this is what it's going to look like. I'm just going to hold this here and let that dry. So now that you got them glued into place, this is what it should look like. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to adjust my camera a bit. I'm going to turn it this way. So I have all these leaves that I have here. I got these from Dollar Tree. I just went ahead and took them off of the stem that they was on. And I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of randomly place some like right around here. So I'm just going to go ahead and just stick some hot glue on. And we're just going to randomly stick these leaves in place. And I have smaller leaves. You can use any kind of leaves you want. I may just grab my little leaves and just use those at the bottom and then just fill it over the top. Okay, so I do have two different size leaves. Like I said, I have my smaller here and I have my bigger ones here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take the smaller ones and just kind of put them on the bottom, like around like this. And I'm just grabbing a bunch of random different colors and I'm just going to stick these on and around. And I'm trying to grab a little of each color and just stick these down off in here like that. And maybe take some of the bigger ones like this and just kind of stick them on and around him. Just grabbing random different colors, and I'm just basically just putting glue on him, and we're just going to go ahead and stick these leaves down on top. I'm not sure how well this is going to come out. I kind of had the ideal, and I just kind of wanted to just give it a try, because when I get an ideal in my head, I do like to try it out to see, you know, what's to become of it. So I am just going to go ahead and just continue to layer my leaves, because I was really going for the of him tossing the leaves in the air. And if you ever played in a pile of leaves, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about with how they just kind of just spill all over the place when you throw them up in the air. So that's basically what I'm trying to do. Like, that is mainly what I'm going for. I think I'm gonna put a little bit here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of my littler ones and stick that just like this. And maybe grab another little one and put that one right here like that. So just gonna stick this one up like this. So that's what that's looking like. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just add random leaves around the whole base, and then we'll come to the top. So once you get your leaves glued all the way around the sides, this is what it should look like. So that's the back. So basically you want to cover the little base that your leaves or that your gnome is setting on, if you choose to set him on a base. And I still have a little bit down here, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. But I probably eventually will cover it. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and do some leaves on the side. And I'm just kind of basically seeing what it's going to look like when the leaves start coming down. I'm going to try to grab some other colors and mix it up a bit. So, now that we got our gnome's arms in the air like that, so like I said, we can flex them to get them in any position that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and put a leaf like this. So we're going to put a leaf here. Just put a little bit of hot glue right on top. Stick that down on top. Let that dry. I'm going to grab like a reddish color. Stick this on top like that. We're going to let that dry. And I'm going to put his hands back a bit so you can still see his face. So like that. Now, grab any color of your choosing. Put some hot glue on it. We're going to stick that right on his hat. You're just randomly sticking these leaves on in different places. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect. They just need to be glued on him. And now I'm just going to go ahead and do one like this, so that the leaves, because the effect that you're looking for is the leaves falling down. When you throw them in the air, how they tumble back down. That's exactly what we're trying to go for. And I don't want to do too much, because I don't want to take away from the gnome itself. But this is what it's looking like. And I'm just going to go ahead and maybe add one here. And then I probably won't add any more. So let's just stick that like this. And I'm going to turn this over here. And then we're just going to grab a yellowish color. And just going to go ahead and stick this like that. So that is it. That's all we're going to do. And I think I may just add a couple more in the back. I thought I wanted to be done, but I'm just going to go ahead and put a little more back here on the back of his shirt. So just sticking that right down through here. Let's grab another red one think the red ones are super pretty. Just going to cut this stem off a bit. Put a little bit of hot glue right directly on the back. And then we're going to go ahead and stick that like this. And that is it. And this is what it's looking like. Our gnome sitting in a pile of leaves, throwing them up in the air, and they're falling down on top of him. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera up so y'all can see me. So yeah, once again, here it is. This is him playing in his little pile of leaves. I think even as an adult, I would still do that. So yeah, that is it for this video. If you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, please give me a like and a thumbs up. Please feel free to share this video with your family and friends. And with that being said, thank you so much for taking the time out to watch one of my videos. That really means a lot. And yeah, I hope you all have a nice day. Bye.